What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel and another One Piece review. This time I'm going to be doing 1056 Cross Guild. And the cover page this week is Katakuri and Oven versus the Germa Double Six. Really cool page, but I mean, we've been wondering if Katakuri was still like up or if he was injured still. But he looks he looks pretty fine to me. And Katakuri and Oven versus Raiju and all of them, I just I don't see them coming out of that, especially uninjured. They might escape, but they're getting injured in this situation. But I honestly think they're gonna get caught. They aren't leaving. Um, but then we're cutting back into the actual chapter, and Shinobu and Raizo, we finally see them after they had their confrontation with Green Bull and got sucked bone dry. But they're alive, so I mean, could be worse. And then we see Kinemon over there crying and telling them he's so sorry he wasn't there, but we see he was in the Curry region, specifically Okobore town, and had been seeing his love Suru, who ended up getting injured. Apparently she got burned in her face, I guess. I, it doesn't really show it. It just kind of has a bandage over her head, and she's kind of turned, so we don't really see anything. But Kinemon still says she's beautiful, so. Then we're going to cut back to Neko and Inu, who have decided they're going to stay in Wano and help out Momo, I suppose. And we're like, well, what are you going to do with Zoe? Oh, we're going to give it to Carrot, of all characters. Carrot, not none of the Mouseketeers. Nothing. I said Mouseketeers. This is not Disney. Musketeers. Uh, not Wanda. Carrot. But they say it's because Pedro's will is the strongest in her, which I guess I can see. I mean, she was there for his death and had a very strong connection to him. So I see it. I don't. Well, we know for sure she's not going to be a Straw Hat now. So, so, that's kind of dead, unfortunately. I would have enjoyed seeing Carrot on the crew. We needed a mink for our crew, but unfortunately, she's gonna stay. Then we're cutting back to Sukiyaki, who is actually telling Momo and Hiyori that he's their grandfather, which was so confusing to me after last week. Didn't he say he wasn't going to tell them anything and that he didn't want them to know that he was alive even? Well, now he's telling them. He's like, okay, yeah, I'm alive. And they're just shocked. But the Scabbards, like, who all was there? Denjiro and Kawamatsu. They were both like, we knew. Like, why would somebody just be wearing a Tengu mask outside of a festival? I mean, you obviously weren't just some random swordsmith. But Kinemon has to put on a brave face, like, yeah, we knew. And then in his head, he's just like, no, what? That's impossible. But this is great. But okay, okay, yeah, I knew the whole time. I knew the whole time. Yeah, I knew. Then we're gonna cut back. Finally, we see the Straw Hats again. They're all sitting around. And Robin tells the crew about Pluton. And you kind of get what you expect. Luffy's like, they're like, Luffy, do you wanna go get it? Nah, I'm good. I don't need it. I just learned how to become a giant and throw lightning. I don't need a battleship. um, like he, that's insane. that he's just like, no, I don't want a weapon that could help me get the One Piece very easily, and we could probably very easily go get. But that's got to be setting it up for later, because we'll find out some more in a second. But then Shinobu comes in with Tama and says that they're going to be training her, I guess, to become a ninja and train her ninjutsu. So I'm guessing devil fruit training, which would be insane because her fruit's already crazy. So if she learns how to like harness it and even maybe awaken it, it could probably be crazy. Hell, even Shinobu's fruit would be crazy if she had more control over it. Like the awakening of that could be insane. Being able to age things. But then we see Caribou outside listening, heard everything about Pluton. Of course, of course, of course. And he says he has to tell a certain someone about this. We're not told who it is. We don't know. Uh, the more I think about it, the more I'm questioning it, because we don't know if it's a pirate or if it's a marine. Is he a traitor? Is he working for another pirate crew? We don't know. But the more I think about it, whoever he's telling them so they can come get Pluton or something, right? It would have to be somebody crazy strong, because you wouldn't just tell some random guy like, oh yeah, Pluton's over here, and then he just come to Wano and get his ass kicked. No, it has to be somebody strong, but we don't know who it is. Could be Shiki or somebody, we don't know, but it's definitely somebody on the upper echelon of strength, because it's not just somebody on Caribou's level going for it. Um, then we cut back to Momo, who is just walking through the castle. Everybody's just like, Momo, 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 we need your help. We need your help. No. He's got his sword. He's ready. He busts in the room where the Straw Hats were, and he's just like, Zoro, train me in the sword. Nobody's there. So he starts looking around, calling all the Straw Hats names, and he starts to realize they're gone. They left. Yep, regular Straw Hat goodbye. They just left without telling anybody they cared about anything. They they told the Scabbards and stuff goodbye, but did not tell Kinemon or Momo anything. Just left, which is great. I mean, and it kind of cuts away there, so we don't know if they're going to go see them or not, but I would guess so. I mean, hell, he's a dragon. He can catch up to them even if they sail off, so it's not like the Bibby situation where he's going to be waving. They have to have a goodbye here in this situation. But then we're back to our favorite three people, Kid, Law, and Luffy, arguing over who is going to leave first. The greatest argument of all time. So they all were supposed to pick different days to leave. They all picked the same day, obviously. So they're like, okay, whatever. We're all going to leave. There's 3 different islands on this log pose to pick from. Where are we going? We're not going to the same place. Law picks northeast. Luffy and Kid both say the middle, which is the east. And nobody picks the southeast. Obviously, that's where we're going. So then Law lets them know northeast was the most direct route. That's why he chose it. And Kid and Luffy are just like, so you didn't tell us that? That's not fair. He's like, so you guys just picked the middle one because it was the middle. And they're like, no, we know, shut up. And they decide they're going to draw lots to pick who is actually going in the middle. Kid wins, obviously, because we have to go to the least appealing island, obviously. I mean, that's been a staple of Luffy. Like when, what was it? They were going to Punk Hazard, and he was like, "Let's go to the Lightning Island." Luffy's not. He doesn't pick very good directions to go to. Um, and after they pick the lots, when Luffy loses, he brings up, he's like, "I'm an emperor. I should be able to choose lots better than you," which makes no sense, but it just pisses Kid off. Just hilarious. And then Kid's like, "I hate emperors, especially this guy," and throws a poster. And at first I thought it was a wanted poster. It's I don't think it is. It looks like it's a like an advertisement. Um, and we see Buggy's epitaph finally. Buggy the Bombastic Clown. And we finally see Cross Guild. So Buggy, along with Mihawk and Crocodile, are now in an alliance, and that's the Cross Guild. But everybody's confused. Even Zoro's like, Mihawk would not do that. That's not happening. So obviously we're having some shenanigans here. I It's probably just another case of right place, right time. I mean, Mihawk probably was just around Buggy at the time, and Marine saw them all together. Something. We know Buggy and Crocodile are not working. I mean, Buggy, Crocodile, and Mihawk are not working together 100%. And if they are, I don't see it. I don't see it. I don't see it. I don't see it. But then we learn that they've been issuing bounties on Marines. Now that could be why Mihawk and Crocodile are in. Maybe they collected some bounties, so they just assume they're together. But that's insane to think that now the Marines will have bounties, because that's just something we've never thought about. I mean, like we see X Drake, he has a bounty now, but that's a whole different thing. That's a pirate bounty. It's not the same as a Marine bounty from a pirate, and that's insane. Like, what are the admiral's bounties? Like, and has anybody actually cashed in? Because just because they have the bounties out doesn't mean anybody's actually done it. And where did Buggy get the money to pay these bounties? I mean, yeah, he had his company, the shipping company or whatever. They made that much though? Do you know how big bounties are? Like, unless he's just got little tiny bounties for these Marines, which I just can't see. So he's definitely found some way to accrue some money. So we need to be on the lookout for that. What happened with that? But then we're cutting back to Law, and he just throws Kid a little folded up sheet. And Kid's like, "What is that?" No, I think Killer was like, "What is that?" And Law says, "It's the poneglyph. I mean, you guys worked for it, so might as well give it to you. I mean, wouldn't want it to not be fair." So just kind of like, again, this probably pissed Kid off because he's probably like, really showing weakness to me? I could have gotten that by myself, but I really couldn't have. So thank you, but yeah. And then Kid brings up that he's on the lookout for a guy marked by flames, and the translation said that means like somebody who was burned or somebody with a flame-shaped scar. And see, when he says it, Robin looks away, kind of like surprised, and Law looks down, and you can't see his face or anything, but he looks kind of upset. See, they're wanting you to think it's Sabo, 100%, and it probably is going to be Sabo. It's probably just going to be like just like the cover pages where we're like, oh, that's not the Germa 66, and then it was, uh, because the way Robin looked, she looked surprised, kind of like, oh, how do you know about him? And Luffy obviously wouldn't go over his head. He's not thinking about it at all. Um, but I don't know because just again, Law has no connection, so why would he look down like that? And I don't know. I mean, again, it's just like the Caribou situation. Who are we talking about? These are a lot of interesting things going on. So we finally close on the chapter, and it's just Yamato on top of the castle talking about he's ready to be like Odin now, and pretty much he's saying he's ready to leave. Why wasn't he already at the dock? The Straw Hats are gone. Like, uh, but that, especially with him still being there, I bet Momo is going to end up taking Yamato to the dock. And that's how he's going to get his goodbye. He's going to fly Yamato to the dock. I'm calling that right now. But, uh, this was a really good chapter. That out. Hey, I'm ready for the next one. I don't think it said break next week, so yes, that's great. But leave a like and a sub. I would appreciate it. And I will keep updating One Piece reviews, but also leave anything you're interested in. I'll do reviews on anything, honestly. That's probably what I'm going to start doing. More manga reviews, maybe anime reviews. So just leave in the comments anything you'd like to see. Have a good day.